Hey y'all, that old hot sun is finally easing off for the day. Hope y'all are staying cool. Been fortunate enough to work indoors for the last few days and walked outside about 4 o'clock and whew, what a heat wave, huh? A lot of folks saying, well, you ought to get used to it in Texas. Well, maybe, but something to talk about, right? Hey Kim, Pat, how are y'all? So just had to wait till it cooled off just a bit. I'm telling you, since I slowed down a bit on the momentum of clearing, I tell you, it's I don't guess there's enough hours in the day. I came out here to the old chicken roost. I've repurposed it temporarily for a filé drying shed, not tobacco drying, but filé. Hey Kip, Margaret, how are you? Let me show you here. So remember those sassafras roots that we picked for the 90th birthday lady here the other day. She's had some tea since then, said it was really good. Uh-oh, I got things going crazy again. Here we go. Flash floods of Pennsylvania or New Jersey. I can't keep it straight, Pat. On the northeast coast, anyway. But yeah, I'm gonna about another week or so. These sassafras leaves will be dry enough to grind up into a fine powder that makes gumbo filé. So that'll be getting ready for this this winter. Ain't nothing like some good. Guess I can have chicken gumbo pretty easy, huh? Hey Donna, how are you? But everything is well except for I need a day or two off to get rid of that, because I'm telling you, now that I've focused in on it, I can't live with myself. But the garden is kind of quieting down to a dull roar. I was in turbo mode trying to get it in before the end of July. The parts that I needed to get in. We've got some time on late August planting. But came out here this morning to start deer patrol since it's out here in the pasture. And had to be at work about, well, had to be on the road before daylight. So I was out here with a flashlight this morning checking things. And lo and behold, we've got pea sprouts everywhere. Didn't expect them to come up that quick. I guess when you're in a dirt oven, which has been that soil for the last 3 or 4 days, it's a super turbo incubator. So things are coming on pretty good. Look at there, for those of you. Yeah, it is all the same. Now you can't see them. How about that? What was it? Friday or so that we planted those, and here they come. So, no deer tracks yet. Don't want any, to be honest with you. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. But I expect we'll have a few prowling around. Those melons are doubling in size about every other day, seems like, in the first garden over there. But sure need some rain. Now I guess I'm in the same boat as everybody else that's praying for it. I heard a good analogy. I think we all are people of faith of some degree, and sometimes we get rattled with things and think we need to worry about them, and yet every day we get in our car, crank the engine, don't even think about it until it goes down. That's a pretty good bit of faith, isn't it? But I heard a story this weekend at church, an old anecdote. It just kind of hit home to me. Y'all may have heard it before. But to be like the little child in the town that was suffering a drought, and the whole town had called a prayer meeting of sorts to pray for rain. It was that bad. So they met at one of the community churches. People of all races and ethnicities and religions, didn't matter. Sinners, everybody met at the church. And before they started, the mayor was officiating. He looked out across the congregation, and there on the front row, now mind you, they'd been in a drought and didn't see any relief coming, was a young girl sitting on the front row with a red umbrella. That's the kind of faith I like. Expectant. So if you're going to pray for something, expect it. So we'll pray for a little rain and let God work his power and see what happens. I bet some other folks could use it too. What's that? 106 in New Braunfels. Oof. It was 104 in Lufkin today. 108 on the in-car thermometer, but who knows what that is. You know, we all shake our head at it. I think once it gets above 100, every degree really does make a difference, because goodness, our internal body temperature is right around 98, isn't it? Or so. So you're starting to get above what your body inside can handle. I think there's a lot of difference between 103 and 106. I don't know about y'all. Well, thank you, Linda. But yeah, Pat, I guess it's all the same. I'm kind of glad I didn't take over this place about right now. I'd be hurting if I did all that work I did in June these last week. I tell you who don't mind the heat, and that's these mosquitoes. Goodness, they're everywhere. I've never seen them so bad. What I am missing this year, and I've been watching pretty close, and the trees are everywhere. But I remember a gentleman by the name of Tom Lambert lived in Kingtown, and drove a red Dodge pickup. A lot of folks back in the 80s and early 90s might remember they called him the Katavi Man. He knew every Katavi tree in this town. And boy, it was always a treat for him to pull up early in the morning on summer vacation, and I'd load up in that old red Dodge. Goodness, he must have been late 70s, early 80s easy. He had a couple of big old cane poles, and we'd go all over Nacogdoches. He'd drive straight to the tree, and we'd knock them worms down, and he'd take them back for fish bait. But they always had worms on these trees, sometimes 2 or 3 times in a year, but hadn't seen a one. I guess we'll go with the old default that the culprit we blame everything else on when it goes missing, right? Fire ants. I don't know if there's any truth to that, but it's actually a larva of a moth that lays its eggs, and they crawl up the tree and eat all the leaves, and you can knock them down. Probably makes the best catfish bait in Texas, or the southeast anyway. Hadn't seen any this year. Don't guess we will be, because they've been on by now. Maybe they'll come on later. 110, where you at, Leona? Hey, Brenda, how are you? We'll see. 110, goodness. That's hot. That is hot. Well, even the old Bahia grass has given up. What I call East Texas yard flags. It's just about like, okay, that's too much. We're gonna let you have the yard back. Well, all right. Well, it's what is this, Monday? Yep, another shot at a week to make a difference. I don't know how much difference I'm gonna make on clearing this place this week. I've got a full boat of work this week. So, well, Jordan's got a new temp job. He's looking to get on permanent with Coke here pretty quick. I believe he's been doing a good job for him going through a temp agency, but I think he's going to be weed eating for the city of Nacogdoches tomorrow. So we've already had a talk about heat management. But nothing against those city workers, but they maintain their workflow pretty good. We'll just leave it at that. I've worked with them before, and they're not going to let anybody do too much. Not at one time, anyway. But he's looking forward to that in the morning. All right. Well, I'm still working on those t-shirts. I got another couple of messages. Boy, I get home from work, and this is my cool down time, is working outside. And the time I hit that house, it's time to eat and go to bed, so I hadn't been doing much computer work. But I think that'd be cool. We'll put a couple of little shirts together. Might even have to have Hudson on it. But we got some errands to run, and Jordan's walking around out here, so Hudson's upset because he can't be with him. Well, let's go say hi to Hudson, I guess, and we'll call it evening. What you doing, boy? Huh? Here we go. He's gonna sit still since he's on camera. Hey, sweetheart, you want out? Huh? Okay, since Jordan's out, you can get out. There you go. I think I like my coffee. You never know where you go find a coffee cup on this place. What you doing, Bubba? Huh? Hey, y'all have a good evening, and hey, Sherry. Well, thank you. We get it done. Hey, Susan, how are you? If I can train Hudson how to pull a plow, it'll be all right. Maybe he'll fulfill his role in keeping them deer off the place. we'll see. Y'all have a good week. Make a difference. Make somebody smile and be the light. We'll talk to y'all tomorrow evening. I'll tell him hello for everybody. Hey, Molly. All right, signing off. Be the light. We'll see y'all tomorrow.